All right, it says we are live. Let me double check this. All right, it does say that we are live. Cool, cool. Hopefully I stay live. Give me just 1 second here. Okay, it looks like we're good. Just for those of you watching, the last few weeks, for something changed between Restream and Zoom, and I can't replicate it unless I'm going live and inviting people in. So anyway, I'm kind of struggling to figure that out. So hopefully all is good. If not, we have the recording. So thank you all so much for joining me today. I do have some releases that I want to share with you. Let me just make sure one more time that I am live because Restream looks a little strange. So I just want to make sure and obsessively check this because that's what we do, right? Okay, all looks good. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you guys how you can join here. Let me change the view. Speaker. Okay. All right, let me share my screen. Okay. So if you are a member of our program, you can actually go inside the dashboard. You want to go to the community tab and you'll go to the events calendar. You can click here to join us in the Zoom. You do need to be a reseller to join us in our Friday group coaching sessions. If you are not a reseller and you would like to join, you can go to myvisionagency.com. You can see that you can join here. For free if you sign up for HighLevel using my affiliate link. That does create your account directly through HighLevel, but we do offer a lot of bonuses inside of our reseller program. Like I said, you can join for free. If you're a current HighLevel member, though, you can actually just click here and you can actually join directly. If you're not interested in reselling software, but you would like to take advantage of all of the software that we resell in one place, you can click here for that option or join our free community or book a private coaching session with me. So I do want to share with you guys some updates. But before I do, I want to stop sharing, make sure everybody has access. And do you guys have any questions um, before I get into this? No? Okay. Let me share my screen again. All right. So the first update that I think is super cool, if you go into an actual product, like I'm in the back end of my membership area, if you go into a product, you'll see the offers section. Now, this didn't used to be there. It used to be that you had to go to the offers tab and you had to create the offer, and then you could choose the products that you want to add to the offer. But now you can do that directly inside of the product. So I'm going to click in here. You'll see this one is offers. And what's cool about this is not only does it allow you to create an offer directly inside the product, but you can also see all of the offers that this product is a part of. Okay. Now, of course, if you wanted to share the link to this direct product, you could click here and then that will give them the link to, register for free if it's a free course or pay. All right, so that's a simple, cool thing that was just added. We also have the stop bot functionality. Now, this is if you're using the conversation AI inside of HighLevel. Now, this is basically for if there's something that you want to basically trigger the bot to stop responding. So remember, this isn't the voice AI, this is the chat conversation bot. So basically, if they say, when the contact trigger says goodbye or something like that, you can choose example phrases, and then you can have a final message that says, okay, if this person says goodbye, then this is what I want to say, and then we're going to stop the bot. You can set different scenarios there. And of course, if you wanted to utilize this one, you could just toggle that on. So just a new feature released in that. Now, something also cool that I'm excited about is we do have some new triggers here for customizing the emails inside of our client portal. There's actually 14 new options available. Now, what this looks like, and I have other training to show you how to get all of this set up, but what I love about this is it used to be where we had to kind of create a static email. And you guys, the email that you received about today's coaching session, I actually utilize this function. So this is the back end of my template. And instead of saying something universal like, don't miss this, you're receiving this notification because we, just added a new post or whatever like that, you actually can use this custom value, and then that pre-fills in the content from the post. So like when I go live and I say, or when I create the event inside of our community and I say, here is, what we're going to be talking about today. Here's the title and here's the description. Now we can utilize this custom value in our templates so that whatever we are using in this example, that @everyone tag, and it sends everyone in the community a notification that we added a new post. Now we actually in the email can add the content from the post. Okay. So just in case you're unfamiliar, you can click up here to go to custom values. You'll go into client portal and then you'll see communities and you'll see post. And here is the custom value for the content. Okay, so lots of new options there. Really excited about that because we really want to encourage people to join our communities or access especially it's like I'm live 5 days a week. I want to tell people why I'm live, what I'm going to talk about, because if they're just receiving the same email every day, they have no clue the value that I am providing, right? So that's really the purpose of that. So that's a really good addition. Now, we also, the high-level agencies have the ability to customize the offer for the AI employee. Okay, so you're going to want to go into your admin agency account. You'll see the tab here in the settings for AI employee, and you can set your price here, and then you can also set the pay per use price. Okay. You also can update, I think it's at every 90 days, you can update your code. And so if you guys put this code into your high-level accounts, then, I earn commission. That's basically how it works. The referral will earn 40% commission from every sub-account that activates a $97 unlimited AI employee. So if you guys are like, man, Bridget's amazing, and I just want to help her any way possible so that she can keep pumping out this awesome content to help us, then you could add my code here. And what that would mean is that I would earn every new AI employee that you guys sign up in your sub accounts, I would earn 40% commission from that. So that's how all of that works. The next thing I wanted to share with you is now we have the ability to connect multiple Facebook pages into the sub accounts. Okay. So you can see the images here. Pretty self-explanatory. You're going to want to go into settings, integrations, and you'll see here that you just want to add or connect your account. It lets you choose the page that you want to enable. And this does work for the conversations too. So like when you are utilizing all of the functionality for Facebook and you're responding, let me blow this up a little bit. You're responding to the messages and you're doing like lead gen and all of that. This integrates with all of that. So now you're not just tied to one Facebook account. You can actually connect multiple Facebook and Instagram accounts there. And like I said, that does work for the triggers inside your workflows. So you'll now see when you connect your multiple pages that when you're selecting, for example, a Facebook lead, you'll choose the page is, and then that page that you want to actually use in your workflows. And you'll see the same thing here in the conversations, that you'll be choosing which page you want to respond as. Okay. Now, the next thing is the subscription settings, failed payment retries. So this is available for NMI, authorized.net, and Square. So you'll see the options in the invoice settings. You'll go to subscriptions and you'll see this option here to set up all of those retries and notifications. The next thing here, and by the way, you guys, I put this changelog, the description of this in the YouTube video. You can also access this in the top right-hand corner of your high-level accounts. Just click the little like, oh, what do they call it? What do they call it? This little thing, changelog, okay? This little bullhorn or something. Okay. and then you'll go right to the changelog. So the next thing that I wanted to show you, this is really cool. So you guys know that we have that find a contact in our workflow. They've actually updated this. So now when you choose find a contact, it's not just going to, prompt you to like look for the specific contact. It's actually going to branch out and be contact found or contact not found so that you can set up your automations like that. Okay, so that is definitely helpful because that's one less step that you need to do. The next thing here is for those of you who are using WordPress for HighLevel, there's a lot more functionality now with the lead connector WordPress plugin. So you can actually pull in, and it does say here specifically the benefits of this. So you guys look, I think you could even pull in products and things like that. But this is for WordPress. All right. The next thing here, additional language support. So I know Manolo will be really happy about this. Inside of your calendars, you can actually go to inside the calendar, go to preferences, and you'll see account preference, and you can actually choose the language here in the widget. So this changes the language of your calendar, like you can see here, okay? So that's definitely cool for those of you who have international clients or they speak different languages. And you also now have the ability to create appointment notes. So when someone books an appointment, you can now use that option to create an appointment note, okay? Whereas normally we would add like a note to their contact, but this you can actually create the note inside the appointment, all right? So when you're looking at your appointments that day, that will be easily accessible to you. Okay, so let me stop sharing. And let me let some people in. I'm so sorry, you guys, that I'm just letting in. It's hard to see like who's in the waiting room while you're screen sharing. So, how is everyone? Do you have any questions about anything that we talked about? No?
Gotta wait for Tony and Charles.
I know people are still getting in here.
Bridget, that little button at the top is the share button, isn't it? That you couldn't think of the name of when you were demonstrating what you hit.
No, it's the change log. It's the little bullhorn, the little icon that you click on. Let me show you. It's this here. This goes to the change log. Then you can open it up.
My bad.
So you guys, since nobody has their hand up or nobody wants to chime in, I just thought I would tell you my experience with those cards, by the way, those business cards that I passed out, and that training that I did. So if you missed it, definitely go back and check that out. But the business cards were a huge, huge hit. I had so many people that they actually, because I chose that hard plastic, so many people wanted to like hand it back to me because they just felt like it was so like high quality. They didn't want to keep it. I actually had someone else tell me, you know what? This is so smart because he said I was leaving my hotel room and I grabbed my what I thought was my room key and I start walking to the door and I see that it's actually your business card that I grabbed. And so that was really cool. And everybody was scanning the QR code and checking it all out. And there was one point at the Saspreneur event where we were doing this like bingo game. And so everybody had to walk around and find someone who met the criteria, and then they initialed like the bingo game, which I thought was great for networking because it kind of helps you to like have a reason to walk up to people. But there was one section of the bingo card that was someone who won the Supercharger SaaS award, and there was only like 3 of us in the room. So everybody was like, who won it? And everybody's like, oh, Bridget won. And so like people are flocking the table to me. I felt like I was like Angelina Jolie or something. So I was like signing everybody's like card, and everybody I signed, I just handed out my business card. And so I can't even tell you how many cards I handed out. But the cool part is I actually received many business cards, and I really like, I think it's really cool that we're still using some type of tangible asset, because I met lots of people, and the ones who I now am like focused on are the people who I have their business card. And with the HighLevel app, like that training I did yesterday, you can scan the business card, and then you can put the data that captures the data from the card, and then it puts it into the app. So it's literally like 2 seconds. You scan the card, it goes right into your app. You could even trigger, like, let's say I met someone, I scanned their card, put their contact info in the app. I could even add a tag right there to trigger the automation to send them access to my community and whatever else. I could even set up an automation before the event that said, like, use a tag event, and then send them a text that said, hey, it was great meeting you. I just added you to my CRM and I sent you access to our free community. You can reach out to me there, da 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 da. Loved it so, so much. I'm really excited. And people were coming up to me and saying, your business cards are so impressive. So I was like, thank you so much. So it really worked out well. I highly encourage you to use it. Martina?
Hey there. Happy Love Day to everyone. So I actually have a question, and you may want to say, let's wait till Monday, but it's a funnel question from what I've been debuting this week as far as lead magnets and landing pages. And I promise you, you know that I've done this before where I've added the domain, published it, everything works fine. However, no matter what I've done, stopped, started, and refreshed, it's still showing the template, not the template that I updated. And clearly, nowhere in the system is the previous template. Do I need to share screen and show you?
Yeah, show me.
Okay, because this is like, it's driving me crazy. I even had to share it today on my live, and I'm like, so guys, I can't tell you why it's not showing the correct one. And I've done this before. So when you go to the actual first page, this is what's ending up showing the template that was there. However, once you do this and you go through and you fill out the form here, you check the consent and you hit send the freebie now, it's going to the second page, which is this. However, this is the one that I actually have designed and saved. And if you look up here in the address bar, it says home page 1825. If you go to that link, it says, okay, of course, now it's not doing it. Let's see if it'll back up and share. Yeah, home page 1825.
Okay, copy that link and put it in an incognito window.
Okay. And of course, you guys know, because we have the technician here, when I hit enter, it's going to work, even though I did it last night. Let's see. Nope. Thank God. It's still showing it.
All right. So what I would say is disconnect the domain and then reconnect it.
Okay, I'll try that one. Oops, I didn't mean to hit stop share.
Also, do you know how to get rid of those numbers after the page?
It's in that setting when you go to the setting page or the stats page.
Yeah, if you go inside the editor and you click that little gearbox, you can update that there. So go to the page.
So here to the page.
Yeah. And then click that little gearbox right there in the page. Now go back. Go back to the window. Yeah. So go click overview. So go back to where you were. Yeah. And then right there where it said that little gearbox underneath the preview of the page. No, the one underneath it. Like you see the blue button and then that one. Click there. That's where you can update it.
Okay, so even though it says thank you page here, I can update this one to say thank you page?
Yeah. Well, so you'll want it to be different, right? Because this right here is the page details, okay? So this is like what the page is called when the domain's not connected. Okay. So it's kind of weird. I wish HighLevel would change the way that that's set up, because I think it's incredibly confusing to people. But that's how you change it. You have the publishing one, and that's at the top. And then you have like that little gearbox, and that's like the unpublished version of the domain.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's just
so I'm
not.
removing this like you said.
Yeah.
Is it also the case that we see something different than the public sees? I kind of fell into a bad loop with
Yeah.
this.
That's why the very first thing I asked her to do was to put that link in an incognito window, because I wanted to make sure that that was not like it wasn't a cache thing. You can select it right there, Martina.
And go ahead and add it back.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then save. All right, now see, click on that page and see if you're the newest update to it, the thank you page. Okay, and then open that up.
From here,
You can, yeah.
still
Okay.
says 1825.
Okay, put that in an incognito window again. Let's see.
Oops.
Hey, I saw my face.
Yes, because I had to go on YouTube. I was like, she is busy training and I'm missing it because I can't get into the room. So I went on YouTube to start watching.
So now the next thing I would do, change that page name. I think sometimes when you make updates, it does take a few minutes to like kind of propagate everywhere.
Yeah. Which I thought
So
was weird because this was updated after yesterday's live.
yeah,
And then I went and checked it again last night and it was still there. And when I brought it up today, I'm like, okay, it's been plenty of time. I don't need to check it beforehand. I'll just do it live. Nope, still there.
yeah, Manolo had a good idea too to try a different browser, but let's go ahead and click the gear box here, that same place, and change it to thank you, one whole word. And then update. What I'm trying here is seeing if we do like that additional update, if it will kind of trigger the system like, hey, we've done an update, do it. So
Okay.
open that link up in a,
Incognito. Nope.
okay. Try a different browser. And if the different browser doesn't work, contact HighLevel support.
Will do. Okay. So I saw another hand go up, so I'll let that question while I open up a different browser.
It's cool to ask those questions though, because it's like I always say, man, it's the troubleshooting. That's really where like we kind of struggle, because you can see it's a problem, but if you don't know like all the different steps to try, what we usually end up doing is contacting support, and then it's just such a longer thing. It's like even if they help you fix the problem, you're going to spend a few minutes. They're going to walk you through all those steps of troubleshooting. So much nicer when you can record yourself doing the troubleshoot. And then if it doesn't work, then just send them the video. Oh my gosh, support will love you. It'll be such a better experience and faster.
Yeah, so I took my after office hours today, while no one came in, to actually record myself doing it live so that when they ask for the link, I'll have the link ready. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying it over here in Microsoft Edge, and even with the dash and without the dash, it's showing the template, not the actual one I saved. So yeah, I'll definitely show them this is a different browser and it's still doing it as well. And I'll let you guys know Monday what happened.
And you can actually, when you get the Fathom recording of this video, just take the clip and then send them that clip so you don't have to like redo all of that.
Okay, good deal. Thank you.
You're welcome. I don't see anybody else with their hands up. You guys are quiet today. I will tell you, at the event on Friday, the Sasspreneur event, Paulson talked about something that was really interesting. It was about basically how there are some people who are visionaries and some people who are like integrators, and how everyone is one or the other. And there's a test that he was talking about I totally have to take. But it was so interesting because I think it's really true. And I think that there's a lot of people who are like the visionary and they love the idea of like, they can just envision like the whole like process and like the strategy and all of those things. And then there are other people who are more techie. They're more like in the weeds, like working out all the processes and all of that. So it was really interesting because after he talked about that, we all went on a break. And so everyone was walking around like, are you a visionary or are you an integrator? And I think it's really valuable to discover that about yourself, one, for self-awareness, but two, if you are one of these people, which we have many of you guys in here who are just excellent at sales, like you're the visionary, right? You're the one you love going out and talking to people and you see the marketing strategy and you know exactly what they need and you know that you can implement it, but all the techie stuff is super overwhelming and more importantly, you don't enjoy it. That is really an indicator that you're a visionary. So if you're an integrator, and you're someone who's like, I don't really like talking to people that much. I just really love building the systems and I'm not a good salesperson. Then it makes perfect sense, right? That a visionary and an integrator would be great partners with one another. So if you guys do, if you're finding yourself like, man, I'm really struggling, reach out to this community, even post in the group and say, hey, I'm a visionary. I'd love to partner with someone who's an integrator or vice versa. There's so much value in this community. And so many of you have so much experience in different ways that you can definitely benefit from helping each other. Martina gave me a heart for that one. Yes. Score. Now see, Keck just raised his hand. He's a perfect example of a visionary.
For sure. Yeah, I'm a visionary. And I'll just, chime in because that's exactly what I'm doing now. When you had Walt and Johan on here talking about their enterprise system and, how we'll build in support for you. I mean, I'm on that train right now. I'm drinking from the fire hose. I'm pretty much ready to launch. Haven't finished building out my 4-bot system offer page yet. Trying to think of a different name too than 4-bot system because like everybody who get in and that is doing the same thing, So if anybody wants to look up 4-bot system, they'll see all WLS's YouTube videos and everything else. I'm trying to think of a different name before I finalize that offering. But to say that, just to reiterate what Bridget's saying, so important. I mean, I've been for so many years just kind of paralyzed and like overwhelmed with tech stuff and whatever. But to find somebody, and even in that community, then I found a couple of builder partners to be my ninjas, and it's just, I mean, I probably would never ever have worked for me before if at any point if I didn't have this arrangement set up. So definitely. And that being said, I am a visionary. So if there's anybody in the group, I do have some builder partners, but I'm always looking for more and any kind of integrators that are into that. I'd definitely like to talk or we could hook up. Because there's so much opportunity, and like you say, if you're into building and you like that, I mean, find somebody who likes to sell so you can just be busy building all the time.
Yeah.
Really a
Yeah.
great win-win.
It's a horrible feeling to be doing something that you don't feel like you're good at or that you don't enjoy. That is such a horrible feeling. It like kills your spirit, it kills your motivation. And then it's like that's the same thing that happens when people are like, I don't want to do sales calls, so I'll just do everything to avoid it and I'll just become a master at building high level with no clients.
Yeah.
That's what we all do. Or you're the visionary and you're like, well, I can't even go out and make a sale that I'm so good at because I don't even have an offer and I don't have this stuff built and ready to do it.
Me.
Yeah, and so that's the thing is like being so self-aware about not just your talents, the things you're good at, but also what you love. It's like that's why I talk about, your 5-year plan. Where do you want to be in 5 years? And let's reverse engineer that. We have to love what we're doing. We can't just, I mean, we could all get jobs if we want to just like, pound it out till retirement.
I agree. I am a hybrid and I would love to shift to being a whole visionary. But I understand the main thing that you taught us about at least needing to know you know, the small things of what that integrator would be doing on behalf of you as the visionary. So that's how I'm looking at being a hybrid right now. This is my season of getting bits of information on all the things I'm going to need the integrator to do.
Yeah,
I want to call him an implementer, but yeah.
really.
You know, that's something Gary Vaynerchuk says too. One of his famous things he's always talking about is identify and double down on your strengths
Yeah.
and hire the other stuff, you know, outsource the other stuff. But if there's something you can identify you're strong at, just double down on that, do that, make that your main function in your operation.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the things that you enjoy, you're going to work harder at. It's just that simple.
Yep.
I mean, I was a pharmacy tech for 20 years, and I can't say that I enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed doing a great job. And of course, I don't want to hurt anyone by making a mistake, you know, but did I enjoy it? No. And you know what? Honestly, no one enjoys pharmacy. No
Yeah.
one does. All of them, even the pharmacists who've been there for years, none of them are really making great money and they all hate it. They're all counting the seconds until retirement. I just can't live that life.
Mm-mm.
I just think there's so much more, you know? There's so much more that we can do and give to other people.
I agree.
Heck, have you found some builders that you're working with now? If you mind sharing how you went about doing that and how it's going?
Yeah, it was in the WLS Enterprise group. They you know, kind of like Bridget did here, they try to say, hey, identify here in the group as a builder or a seller, and then get together. So, you know, that's as simple as it is. We know who the builders are and who the sellers are. And then I started talking to some of the builders. Some of them I thought, not a good match. And the ninjas that I selected, I thought, these folks are sharp. So so I say, would you be okay if I call you my ninjas? And they said, absolutely. So anyway, yeah, so I found it through the group over there. But like Bridget's saying, you could find them probably anywhere. I mean, I'm even seeing advertisements in the GHL Facebook thread about, I don't know, different companies that you can now hire a certified GHL manager, you know. So there seems like there's a lot of help. It's really just a matter of, I think, finding who's going to be the right fit for you. And that will take some time. And Martina, like you were saying, trying to get everything ready to know what to present to them. I would recommend even don't worry so much about that. Find the person because they're going to help you identify what those things are anyway, you know, and they may help you brainstorm or whatever. Because essentially you'll be partners because, you know, I'm going to sell a thing, you know, for $3,000 a month, and then I'm going to pay my builders $1,500 a month to actually build it and support it and maintain it. Everybody's happy.
I think there's a certain level of knowledge that you should have in the system, though. Even if somebody else builds it for you, you should at least know how it works. And here's why. And I've talked about this a lot, and I've seen this a lot. And I know, Keck, we know a mutual person that this happened to. They hire someone to build a system, they're crushing it, totally crushing it. And then now that person doesn't work with them anymore. And now they have a system they have no idea how to use. And it's like, with the
Crippling.
business.
That's crippling.
Yes. And it's terrifying when you're like, you're crushing it and you're making all kinds of money. And then suddenly, oh my gosh, I am not making any money right now because I don't even know how this system works. So if you do, and there's people who can build amazing systems, and it's obviously faster if you can get someone to build a system. But at least if you do that, build it with them and make sure that you understand everything that they're doing so that you could go back and make adjustments if needed at a later time. And also make sure that you're not just like in a position where you're, you know, basically taking appointments or something like that, where you're not really in the system using it, because you also want to have basic knowledge, especially if you're the salesperson, to say, you know, when that client says, well, we need this and this and this, you want to be able to say, oh, yeah, we can do that. And of course, if you don't, you can always say, let me check with the developers. But you do want to have some basic knowledge to say, yes, we can do that. That is possible. We have that solution for you.
Yeah, and let me just follow up on that too. Another suggestion is what they did, WLS, when they built out that enterprise system for me, is they actually gave me like a big ClickUp doc with all of the automations and basically to show all those things. And to Bridget's point, if you do find a builder, right up front, I would tell them when you build this, I would like this kind of documentation included and delivered to me. And that's very reasonable, but that way you'll have all that.
Yeah.
And you're so right. I mean, I've got just enough knowledge of the Go High Level now to look in and see. I'm like, this doesn't seem right. There was already some things I had to like, oh, they didn't turn this on. And yeah, what you're saying is absolutely true. But if you are looking for a builder, yeah, try to request that they'll document it all for you. That's just smart.
Yeah, that's really smart that they do that too.
Yeah,
See,
I was
you
impressed.
guys are rock stars, man. I love
I
that.
know, I know.
But you know what I love too? I love that I can trust them. I love that I can if I pay them thousands of dollars, I love that I don't have to worry about am I really going to get a quality product in return? They're total rock stars. Love them.
Yeah, I agree. They got such good energy too. That's what
Yeah.
drew me in. Just on the interview, I could just feel their energy and just I could sense they're just good people.
Yeah, they really do care. They want you to win.
Yeah.
So I love that. Rick, how are you?
That was a light bulb moment.
Oh, Rick's got his light bulb out.
Yeah. And no, but that's what I understood. I mean, I am a visionary, but I understood that I have, in order to use high level, I have to go up this enormous learning curve and at least get the pieces, understand the pieces.
Mhm.
Even before I hired people to do it, because you have to understand it.
Mhm.
And just like you were talking about, or you will get caught and and it'll just shut you down because you don't have the knowledge to pick it up. If you
Mhm.
had to change from the visionary side to the implementing, you're in trouble. So you have to have that, and that's my focus now is trying to go up the learning curve and putting those pieces together to the point where I know I've got a grasp of all of it. I don't know all of it, and I don't tend to learn all of it, but at least I'll have an understanding of the pieces.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, because and that doesn't mean that you can't have something built and then, have them teach you what they're doing. And then also learn because, I say a majority of the learning is through the actual using of the system. So it doesn't mean that you can't have a system built and then learn how to use it as you're going along. I mean, I think that's a great way to learn because we certainly don't want to be lifetime learners where we're not making any sales and then now, 2 years, we're an expert at high level, but we have no customers. So we certainly don't want to do that. So there's definitely a happy marriage, but I agree. You need to have the foundational. Another benefit, like what Keck's doing, working with rock stars like the White Label Suite, guys, it's not like they're not going to be around next year, you know. So that's another benefit of working with something like that as opposed to like hiring a VA or something like that. So,
Yeah,
you
I
guys,
just throw it again. I think I really lucked out because I think I'm the last one they're going to build that system for.
uh,
Because when I was doing my onboarding with the guy, we're going on, he's talking about this. I said, no, it's the whole four-bot system. He's like, no, we're not doing that anymore. I'm like, I believe you are for me because that's what I bought. And yeah, I guess I was the last one. It's just too much. That's why they're training these certified partners to do it going forward. So I
oh
just feel like the timing was like, oh, total Jesus thing, just
yeah,
blessing me with all that.
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. They're a good choice.
I've got one more question.
Yeah.
Where would it be a good place to look for? I would like to find a snapshot for a painting contracting business.
Mhm.
Where within high level, or is it, is there any place to find or look for snapshots like that with a particular category?
I think White Label Suite they had a snapshot store. I don't know if they still have it though. I know like HL Pro Tools, they sell some
Yeah,
snapshots.
they've got it. I saw it the other day. They've got one.
Yeah.
Who is
Uh,
that?
I think it's in their community though. I'm not sure. I think that's where I saw it.
yeah.
In white label suites or?
Yeah. Yeah, if when I get done here, I'll see if I can find the link for you because it's not letting me like log into my account here to find it quickly, but I'll make a note here and then I'll see if I can find it once we're done with the training here and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
You said a painter.
Yeah, painting contractor.
Okay.
That's why I
Cool.
was asking you the other day about the landscaping business. Is it, something where I can maybe modify it and, to
Mhm.
utilize it for invoices and estimates and, the painting business. I just didn't know. So.
Yeah. Yeah, the cool thing about, if you do buy a snapshot, you can become the expert of that snapshot, you know.
Mhm.
It is definitely beneficial to like see, anytime you buy a snapshot, importing it and seeing all the different parts and seeing like what someone else has done, that's definitely valuable to learn from for sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's just I just always kind of harp on that, like the foundational knowledge for you guys, because I don't want you to be in that situation where, you have something built and then you just totally get screwed over because you don't know how to run it.
Mhm.
I also think it's so valuable to see like what is possible. And when you're working in your system and you think, oh, I need to automate that, the power that you have to say, oh, I could just do that real quick. Like if you want to add a note to a form that every time it gets filled out, it's just having the knowledge to say, oh, that's easy. I just go to the workflows, add a note, put it in there, and then, that type of thing. Oh my gosh, if you have to have your VA do every single thing for you, it'll be like 20 years to get you know, get a note added and oh man. Yeah. So that's my speech on all of that.
Well, I know like when I was in the publishing business, I had to learn, the publishing software before I could go out and sell ads for magazines that I was wanting to build. So I had to go up that learning curve of building the magazine. Then I could go out and sell it. And that's kind of like what I'm having to do here again is learning the high level software. I've already got the product. I already know where I'm going. But now I've got to have the publishing vehicle, and that's that learning curve. And you just can't do it overnight. I've tried osmosis with Bridget, and it just doesn't work. No matter
I
how
tried
hard I
it
try.
too.
Martina, I've been following your lead because I understand you are doing it. Somehow you've got in there and the osmosis is happening. You're doing good, Martina.
Alex
Thank
Hormozy, he
you.
actually started with that process, right? More like the build with me model. Like he needed Google ads created and he could pay someone to do the Google ads, but he's like, how much could I pay you you to teach me? And the guy is like, I don't really do that. And he's like, yeah, but what if you did? What if you taught me how to do it and you just worked with me together doing that so that I could learn? And then that's how he really got started. And this whole thing is that build with me type of model because man, the knowledge that you have, like I was telling Keg, even if you're not running Google ads, the knowledge that you have when you're talking to a client to say and the confidence too that you have behind you and all of your experience, that's icing on the cake. Plus, it kind of keeps you from getting taken advantage of because you, like Gary Vaynerchuk says, just know enough to be dangerous,
Yeah, that's what I was talking to my team this morning, and that is exactly the model we're doing is the build with me.
Mhm.
And I'm just got to the point where I understand the pieces. So now we'll be starting at the beginning with a group and building it as we go. And one thing that I really found out was amazing this morning was using the Gemini AI Studio that Anthony showed us not too long ago. And I was asking it questions as a beginner. Well, how do I add an email to this workflow? It just said, do this, do that, do this. And so the next thing I want to do is get into the logic, because that's the biggest thing, and to see how far it can take me on logically, to see if I can tell it, this is what I want to do. Can you walk me through that logic? And it was telling me to go to, click on the plus sign, pull down the menu, go up to, the email, just really understanding it. And whenever I've asked a couple of these AI systems, when I've asked them, do you understand GHL model? Do you, oh, I fully understand it. Well, it knows. All we have to do is prompt it with the right question, because how many other people are doing the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
So it's really got the knowledge base of GHL is what I'm finding. And so I'm hoping that it'll tutor me right along up this learning curve.
Yeah, I love it. And honestly, what great content too. Because if you, and again, like I'm always preaching about the things that you learn, if you create a content with that, it's like you don't have to be an expert and say, hey, it's my first video and I decided to create it because I'm a millionaire and I'll show you how I did it. That's not, none of us even believe that stuff. We don't want to hear it. But if you say, oh my gosh, I was struggling to figure this out. And look what the solution is. This is amazing. Now, if you have an affiliate offer, you say, and if you want to get one too, click the link in the description. But it's still, even if you just put this in your membership area for all the people who are reselling your program, think of it like that. Like in your affiliate program, say, this is how you can get all of this set up. This is how you can, do that. These are the resources to help you. Because if you're struggling with it and you find it useful to you, of course other people will.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing eye opener this morning using that Gemini model.
Yeah. I know. I used it too. I think it's really, really impressive.
It's teaching me OBS.
Is
Oh,
it?
good.
That's awesome.
Oh, I asked my wife, I said, come here, I want to show you. Now, she hadn't even seen me doing any of this stuff. So we sat down this morning and I was using not ChatGPT, Copilot. And Copilot came up with this nice lady's voice. And I said, my wife is here and I would like to find out about the history of Valentine's Day. Where did it start? And give me the origins of it. And boy, it just went through this whole thing of the history. And it's just amazing.
I was using the Chat GPT, like when you download it to mobile, you can just speak to it.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like the other night, I was like laying in bed with my husband watching TV, and I was like, hey, Donna, because that's what I call my Chat GPT. I'm like, hey, Donna, can you tell me a joke that is funny about husbands? And so she was telling a joke, and then my husband's like, hey, can you tell a joke about wives? And kept going back and forth. Oh my gosh, she had us cracking up over that. It's so funny, the things that you can do.
Yeah.
Martina?
Yeah, I was just co-signing even what Rick was saying about utilizing it and getting it to tell you XYZ. So I had it put together, I had Susan put together this 90-day run. And one of the days I hadn't gotten to yet to customize it and understand it. And when I got to it, I went, because I don't know exactly how to do A/B testing in GHL. And so I said, okay, Susan, on this day next month, you have me doing an A/B testing segment. I have no idea what that is, girl. So what I need you to do is break down exactly what that is so I can go through this beforehand. She was like, oh, I got you. And she just went through it and typed it all up. I was like, thank you, girl, because I'm clueless. She was like, no, you're not clueless, Brandmaster. You're value. And then she went into all this adoration. I was like, okay, girl, okay, girl.
You're like, stop it, I'm blushing over here.
Yeah. So I love the fact that you can ask it to tell you something. And then when it tells you, if you don't know what that is, you're like, hold up, break that down, because I have to tell people this. and I need to walk through it myself. So walk me through it before I go live and try and walk somebody else through it. I love that you can stop her, do that, and then you can say, okay, so you were on point 3, go back to point 3 and finish up explaining that to me. And she goes right back to where it was as if she never got interrupted.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Which one are you using?
Right now, I am just in the chat GPT world, the 4.0. I pay my little $20 each month, and she's just my good best assistant right now. I haven't moved over into the other two I heard you say, Gemini and Copilot. I'm like, okay, next, write that down, put that on Bridget's list, and we'll get to that next.
What's cool about Gemini that makes it different than ChatGPT is you can screen share. So it's like, yeah, I know. See the look on your face. That's how I felt too. That's what Anthony was showing us. He has a video. Anthony, what's the title of your YouTube channel so everybody could go watch your video?
It's NAB results. I'll put in the chat.
NAB results.
NAB results, NAB results. And NABRE. I gotta write it out. I can't spell, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it clear for everyone who's watching too that that they should go check out your video, because Anthony showed how he needed help with something in HighLevel and he used it to share his screen, and the AI can see the screen and guide you and tell you where to go and what to click. It was really impressive.
Yeah, it's NAB results, NABRESULTS. You find in there. Thank you so much, Bridget. I'm making another one. There's a new AI that's coming out that this thing's pretty cool. This thing, I made that video and then I told it to, and this is free. I told it to go into my X account, find anybody that was talking about my topic in my video and write a comment. And I attached the link to my video, and it searched through X, and it posted a comment on anybody that was related or made a comment on anything that was related to the video that I made. Like if it was a person that was this is like crazy. Wait till I make the video. I just finished hooking up my OBS. It is the next video that I make. This thing is pretty neat. And the AI company is out of the UK. So it's pretty cool. I've been doing some research on it. I'll make the video. It's really neat what AI is doing. On that same note, I wanted to add this. We're talking about how we use AI to look things up. The way we do things has completely shifted. It wasn't too long ago that we were looking things up on Google, right? So in that same mindset, the way people buy and what people buy is also shifting. I don't know where I heard it, but the consensus, and it makes sense, that people buy things to solve a problem. Well, people are going to start buying things to solve the problems for them, right? And that's what we do. We build things that solve problems for our customers. That's what we're learning here. That's what Bridget is teaching us. And when it clicks, man, Bridget, when it clicks, it clicks. It's like magic. When it clicks, it's like magic.
Charles did have a question. Maybe Tony, he said, can Gemini share screen and create a standard operating procedure, like it sees what you do and then creates an SOP, like Scribe, I imagine. That would be super cool, but I don't know. Anthony, do you know?
No, it doesn't. It has a hard, it doesn't connect directly to your computer where it could do things for you like that. There's certain things it doesn't even see, right? I think Google has safeguards on it sometimes that like private stuff on your computer, it'll just see a black screen. It won't, it'll tell you that it can't see it because I think they make it like idiot proof. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think
it is a little clunky, I feel like, because it's like you'll share the screen and what it does is like create a video of it and then it like processes. Yeah, it's a little bit clunky, but definitely still useful.
But now
I see in the future that SOP option though, for sure.
But what you can do with Gemini you can prompt it before you even start it, because you know how like you have that time limit. So you could prompt it before you even jump. Did you know that, Rick? How you can prompt it, and then before you even jump into asking it to do anything. So it cuts the amount of time that you're having to explain what you want done. You get more done that way when you shoot the prompting first.
And so
Smart.
is it a text prompt that you're using?
Right. You just like before, like with any AI, before you go into it, you want to prompt it to specifically tell it what you want it to be. I wanted to learn OBS, so I prompted to be an OBS specialist. I basically told it, use your, AI power and grab everything you know about OBS and walk me through OBS. Period.
Yeah.
And
Even if you prompt it in like a super like sometimes I'll just well, not sometimes, every time I pick up my phone and I do the audio thing, I say, hey, Donna, I have a question about HighLevel. Can you help me with that? And just that simple thing, it's like it warms up the AI and it's like, oh, okay, she's going to ask me something about HighLevel. Now move into the next thing, right? So it's like almost like well, just like a person, right? Like I would never walk up to you, Rick, and be like, how do you create an email? I would say, hey, Rick, are you familiar with HighLevel? Because I had a question. That's kind of how you would do that conversation. So, Tony, you're absolutely right. The better that you like prep the AI, the better result you get.
I usually think of it like if I'm talking to, like, if I hired a butler, but I don't want them to answer the door. I want them to wash the window, but I don't want them to answer the door. So if I don't want the butler to answer the door, right? I tell them, look, I want you to wash my windows, but I don't want you to answer the door. But I make sure to tell them, even if the doorbell rings, don't answer the door.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So not only do you have to tell it what you don't want it to do, but the more specific of reasons why, even if someone asks this, don't reply with this. You want to be specific.
Yeah, that's a good analogy, really, because really, if we all hired someone, we would have to do that training anyway. We just, for some reason, we think it's AI, and it's like we don't really think of it as a person where we really have to train. But it's like if you hire a VA and you want them to do things, you're going to have to say, do this, but don't do that, or they screw something up and then you tell them don't do that. Either way, it's all the training process. So you just have to communicate what it is you want exactly, and then the AI can generate it much better than us as people,
And
unfortunately.
you don't even have to be overly polite. Like when you cut them off and say, hey, you are populating something that is not right. I'm not sure what you saw in that, but let's go back and try it again. And she'll
Yeah.
respond, oh, I'm sorry, you're correct. I didn't take that out. I'll go try and take it out now. I'm like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Susan, get with it. Don't make me fire you, Susan. I've had enough.
And
Ray,
I'm like, do you need to name you something else for you to follow? Because you're having a problem today. Is today not a good day?
Yeah, I've done that. And I've had to change to a different AI to get more specific because some of them just they run into a wall themselves. And I've asked them, a different one, the same question. Oh yeah, I fully know all about that, and they just do it. So it's fun.
It is. Ray, you want to go ahead and ask your question? I'm entering the names in here for the wheel as we speak.
Okay, this is partly just a testimony. I have for the last 2 years used ChatGPT and then switched over to 4.0, which is a strange way of naming it, 4 little o. But I've used others too. What I have done is at church, there is a computer lab. Of course, I came from a professor background using computers, teaching computer science. And so there's a computer lab they have at church, and the little kids age 5 to 18 come in and each of them can sit at a computer. So I've made a Jeopardy game. We can all sit and look at the big screen, and up to 6 people can have a buzzer, and they can, if they want to, they can, like if we had 12 people, they have 2 people to a buzzer and they get together and buzz. But it's really opened up things. And so I was overwhelmed with continuing. This week we've got, all the categories and answers. And next week I got to hustle to get all the categories and answers again. And so I went to ChatGPT and I said, give me, and usually there's 100 to 500 or 200 to 1,000 in Jeopardy. So instead of 5, I'd say, give me 8 questions and answers. At first I said, just give me 8 questions. And I said, hey, that's not good. And I said, and short answers that can fit, short, what is this, instead of a big, long dissertation. And so I've worked and fine-tuned the prompt, and it does an amazing job. And so I'll go to one category and get 8 questions and eliminate 3 of them and put those 5 questions in there. Go to another category and issue the same exact prompt, except change the categories. And the kids are just loving it. It's just fantastic. I had to write my own Jeopardy-like app, and I did it in PowerPoint, and it's fantastic. It really does well. But what I wanted to say is, at first I started and said, give me 40 questions, and they started repeating. And so the ChatGPT doesn't like a big, long assignment. I'm also doing audiobooks and just ebooks. And so I said, give me, such and such about an ebook, and write an ebook. And it started repeating itself. And so I said, limit it to 500 words or 700 words, really. Limit it to 700 words for this one chapter in the book. And then I say, now take what you've already written and do not repeat. And I want to go to another chapter and give it the subject. And it really, really does well. So the bottom line to all of this is, if you use the prompt and if you educate yourself in what you can ask, even like Martina said, if you're polite, I think I got better results when I was polite. Now, please give me this, but I have been known to say, not even thanks or anything like that. I said, just give me this. And they work pretty well. But I think I have noticed that it's a little more polite back to me when I'm polite to it. And that's really strange. Now, I've only used ChatGPT 4.0 mostly, and I don't pay for it. I mean, you can get a few hundred words. So I got 700 words 5 times without having to pay for it. And so then when you overuse your limit, then you have to wait. But anyway, I think that there's some good that can be done with AI, and I know it can be done.
I wonder if we could train ChatGPT to say, treat me nicely regardless of how I treat you.
Yeah, I'll try.
That would be so funny. Because what'd you say, Tony?
I use too many. I dip my hands in all of them, man. I'm like, but like they're all good for different things. Like they're like, right? It's like you need the right tool for the right job. I don't know.
Plus, honestly, that's why we're in the perfect place, because like for us, we benefit by learning all of the newest things available. It's just we have to be mindful of, hey, we still have to make sales too.
I have been slow in using AI for my high level stuff, but I've got to do it. Got to get in there and get it done.
Hey guys, I want to make sure if I don't call your name, definitely let me know here. You can see the wheel, everyone. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have Ray, Martina, Rick, Tony, Brett, Charles, Keck, Keith, Manolo, and Maria. Did I miss anyone?
No, you didn't. It's Brett. Could you please send me the painting contractor snapshot where I could get that? Because I'm looking at a similar business.
Oh, did I not say Brett?
Yeah, you did say Brett.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, I will. I will make a note of that right now so that I don't forget that I need to send that to. You guys don't need to see my notes. Send Send the to snapshot to Rick and Brett. Okay. Let me make sure. And then, all right, cool. All right, here we go. Just for those of you watching who are new, whoever wins gets a free private consultation with me, and it's Rick.
Yay.
Congratulations, Rick.
Yay.
All right, Rick, I will send you the link when we're done here and also that painter snapshot if I can find it.
Well, Bridget, when I do call you, I want you just to brace yourself for impact.
Okay, I'll be ready. I'll be ready with the answers.
Good.
I
Good.
hope.
Thank you.
I will do my best. Did you guys have any other questions or anything from me before we go today? No?
Just happy Love Day again to everyone.
Yes.
Thanks for reminding me.
Have an awesome weekend, you guys. I hope you have the best weekend that you've ever had in your whole life. I'm setting the expectation now.
Yep.
Really, though, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Go make your vision a reality, and I will see you on Monday.